And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for the extended break, but I hope you guys enjoyed the WardiTV, and welcome back to the semi-finals or semi-finales of the WardiTV Monday. We were just waiting for Astrea versus Bjorn to wrap up, and as you can imagine, that did wrap up, and we have our results coming in. Astrea takes down Bjorn in the end, 2-1, and now we have a PvT semi-finals match. Here we go, and spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the French Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player. We have the red Protoss. It is Astrea. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as I am very excited to see how this matchup turns out. A couple of things here. For those that maybe weren't here last night, over the weekend, then you might not be familiar with this, but Astrea, he is a part of EWC. He qualified for the Esports World Cup, and he did rely quite heavily on his PvT matchup. Who did Astrea bring down to qualify? Took down Gumiho and took down Ryung. Like, Astrea's best matchup right now is PvT, followed by PvP. I mean, hey, he just took down Max Packs as well. PvZ is where he's at his weakest, 100%. Like, that is where Astrea is at his weakest. That's where he does look a little bit more abusable at times. But when it comes to PvT and PvP, like, that is where he thrives. Took down Gumiho, took down Ryung, and who did Astrea beat today? Max Packs and Bjorn as well. Bjorn did just fall. And who better to test Astrea against, as clearly he's had his way with all the Korean Terran players, now up against the best European Terran out there, the best player in the world, Clem. Clem, he does step into the ring here. We'll see if Astrea can get to his late game. Astrea, he thrives in a longer macro game, mid-game to late game. That is where he does thrive. We'll see if he can get there, though. The pressure is going to be on Clem to try to stop him from achieving that kind of final form, from getting to that kind of game state in a comfortable position. Oh boy. So the pressure is on. But now Stargate opener here out of Astrea. Already a wild start here, actually. I was kind of a little bit more relaxed when I said that. Stargate opener is a bold move. Now, Stargate openers make the most sense on longer and larger maps. On top of that, gate expand. Economic opener out of Clem. He goes for a later factory, so Clem is going for a bit of a slower start, and this means that Astrea has the opportunity to get into a bit of a greedier start himself. Stargate openers are very out of meta just because two-base all-ins are so common and so prevalent, but because of the economic opener of Clem, and because we're loading into such a large map like Tokamak, now this is where a Stargate opener is more viable. This is where this is a little bit less risky, and Astrea can get away with this. Phoenix on the way. So does it with Phoenix. And again, we'll see if Clem can try to punish this in some way. Opening up Hellion, followed by a Widowmine into Widowmine drop. Here we go. Clem will zone away. Clem does zone, takes down the Adept, not a bad pickup. Adept is sniped. And behind this, we're just settling into a longer macro, or we're settling into a follow-up here. So Stargate opener Phoenix into Robo. Bearing in mind that Clem is not aware. Clem, he has not seen the Stargate yet. He's not seen the Phoenixes. He doesn't know what he's moving into. The drop is moving out. And ideally, Astrea is going to shut this down. On top of that, ooh, Cloak Banshee out of Clem. This is a rough start. This is a rough start for Clem, assuming that Astrea can shut this down. And he should be able to. He has the tools. He has the tools to defend. Widowmine is set. Third base is going to be delayed. Pylon's going to get sniped. Quick on Burrow there out of Clem. He's moving forward. You can see Astrea still just banking up those Phoenixes. There we go. Does dive in. Does go for the dive. It does lift. Takes down the Widowmine just barely. Widowmine does go down. And now he can chase down the Medevac itself. And it's going to get sniped. Massive pickoff. Takes down the Medevac. Takes down everything. And behind this, Cloak Banshees, they're not ideal. Not in this position. We need Vikings. We need Cyclone. Cyclone production has begun. Phoenixes are moving out. And Astrea, he will scout the research. Or at least he should. We'll see if he does. It doesn't quite get close enough. Astrea, he's in the dark. Does catch the Hellion, but he does not scout the tech. Now, there is going to be an observer. There is going to be detection. Banshees and move out towards the right-hand side. Do move out. Picking up some SCVs. This is a stronger start for Astrea, but the Banshee has potential. The Banshee has a little bit of potential for damage. As a couple of workers do fall. Banshee into the natural. No shield battery. Probes are going down. Okay, getting 1, 2. Cloak is revealed. Where is the observer? Uh oh, it's across the map. It's across the map. Astrea, he failed to scout this. He failed to recognize what was going on, and that's going to be brutal damage here. 7 probe kills. 8, 9, 10. 10 workers going down, and brutal damage. Finally the Banshee does fall, but this is worth it. This was well worth it. 12 worker kills, and here comes another Banshee. Banshee does get away. Astrea now expanding, and Astrea has a lot of reprobing to do. Has to resaturate. Clem, he's pushing. Again, Astrea had such a strong start to the game. If it wasn't for the Banshee, though. Does take down both. Takes down 2 Banshees. Dives into main. There is a turret. Still catching some reinforcements. Not bad. Gets 2 Marines. Takes off 2 Marines. 3rd CC is on the way. The game will continue. Game does progress. Nice snap in the observer. Clem going for the drop. It is so bold to be active like this, despite the fact there are Phoenixes, but there's only now 4 Phoenixes. Astrea doesn't have the biggest presence that the other way should have. Is boosting in. Is found. Oh. Astrea does find the drop. Bringing to the army. Does bring it together. I'm looking for a way in. And so far doesn't really achieve too much here. He is moving out with a 2nd army. Colossus in position. Thankfully, Astrea, he's not completely distracted by the first double drop. He's ready at the 3rd. And he should have enough to deflect. Gets spotted. Astrea responds. Astrea does respond. So far, keeping up with the rotations. Astrea, he defends on 3 bases. Now, what we're waiting for here is a 4th. The 4th base for Astrea is late. It's a late 4th base. Ideally, the Protoss wants to be up in expansion. Clem already has his 3rd base up and running. Clem doing a great job of just containing Astrea, taking map control away from him, and delaying the 4th. So Clem is getting ahead. Like, Clem at this point is taking a lead. He's getting further ahead. Astrea is in a rough position here. Takes down the Cyclone. Takes down the Cyclone. Nice swipes here on the bio. Astrea, he breaks out. And again, he needs that 4th. Nice. Oh my god. Nice swipes. Oh, Viking Count has been amassing. Oh, Colossus under fire. Does need more Stalkers. Does need those Storms. So again, Astrea he's still at a disadvantage. He's still being bullied back. Clem stims in. Yeah, there's no saving the 4th base. Brutal loss there for Astrea. Ay. Now, Astrea, he can still recover. He can still take a better fight with Storms. With Storms, he can take a better fight. But he's on the back foot. He's once again trying to retake that 4th. Clem is going to be the first to max. It's going to be the first to max out. Nice Zealot run by. There aren't many reinforcements. Ideally, this forces back the Terran. Gets the middle line. That's speaking of, yep, does, oh my god, a massive stim here out of Clem. Does F2 back home. He will race all the way back. 11 SCV kills, and you know what this means? Because of that massive pullback home, fourth base. Fourth base is getting up and running for Astrea. Remember, Clem, he was about to hit the fourth. He was about to strike. 14 SCV kills. So brutal damage. And Astrea, he is slowly getting back into this game. He's getting there. The fourth base is getting up. Storm is done. Now I do still favor Clem in a head-on fight just because of the heavy Viking count. It's 10 Vikings. I think the Bio Army is terrifying as well. We'll see if Astrea can survive. As Astrea, he's almost maxed out himself. Yes, Clem is maxed. From here, rotating over. And again, this is giving Astrea time. Now, with this time, Clem, he is taking up into Ghosts. Like, Ghosts are on the way. EMP is going to be available. Astrea is still trying to build up. Massing up more High Templar. Oh, he's got 11 High Templar. He's very reliant here on High Templar. They are very nicely spread out, but no disruptors. Like, he's vulnerable to EMPs. He is very vulnerable to EMPs. That's my big concern. I'm liking the spread, but this is still a very fragile composition that Astrea is working with. It's very fragile. Oh, nice warp in here. It does fight the army at the same time. You see Clem moving in. Does take a storm to the face. Oh my god. It does take the storm. Astrea does win both fights. On the right and the left. Speaking of, oh, another storm. Oh my god, another storm connects, takes down the ghost. The Colossus do overextend. Where's the anti-air? There's not enough. There's not enough. This is what I was worried about. Fighting count is too high. Takes down all 3 Colossus. Now the only form of splash damage here are storms. Oh boy. And I believe only has 1 robo. Okay, two robos. We need Colossus, we need disruptors. The Viking count is still quite healthy. I spoke too soon. Getting 1, getting 2, 3. 3 Vikings go down. Nice big loss here by Astrea. Astrea rotating over, bringing everything together. Oh, doesn't quite get the ghost. Nice snipe. Yeah, very nice snipe here as he's going for another. He wants another ghost. Sorry, what's another High Templar? Oh, he gets 2. No shot. He's going for 3. The 1 ghost. He gets 3. Oh my god, takes on 3. Aye. 3 High Templar go down. Yo, who needs EMP when you got Cloak? Jesus. Yeah, brutal losses there for Astrea. He does catch the observer. Astrea, he can claim this fight as Clem is mainly towards left hand side. Yeah, diving the army, going for the ghost. Nice target firing. He gets 1, 2, 3, 4 ghosts. Oh, but he has to respect them still as more reinforcements have arrived. Astrea has to pull away. Flanking storms. High Templar getting caught out. The downside of having a High Templar spread like this, they're on their own. And Astrea, he's down to 8 High Templar. Starts a storm though. Lands 1, takes down the Colossus. More storm moving in. And another snipe. Going back into Mass Colossus. The Viking count is a little lower this time, so this is a little more viable here for Astrea. But I spoke about the 8 High Templar, and they're being hunted down. Better Storm. Better Storm towards the end. Clem going to be zoned away. I believe we saw Fleet Beacon. Yeah, Fleet Beacon, second Stargate, second Cybercore. We're working towards Skytoss. But this is a bit of a later transition from Astrea. And unlike against Gumiho, unlike against Ryung, he doesn't really have map control right now. Clem does. Snipes another High Templar. Gonna stray down to 5. 5 Templar left. Oh, nice Storm. Nice Storm with the fire. Oh god, no, again. Gotta respect the Vikings. It's how many? It's 9. 9 Vikings. Yeah, Liberation has arrived. Again, Clem is getting to his final form, getting to Massive Ghost Viking Liberator. That is going to be his ideal. Astrea, he still hasn't gone into Tempest yet. And right now, the win condition for Astrea is to buy time to defend, to survive until Tempest. He's getting there, making 3 Tempests at a time. We'll see if he can survive. Oh, flanking Storm, not bad. Astrea takes the fight as well. Prism into the main, going for the warp in. Astrea catching more reinforcements, again keeping Clem busy. And remember, this is all about buying time. It's all about just distracting Clem, buying time, forcing him all the way back into the main. Getting extra warp-ins. Throwing away mineral zealots. Main army pushes in, takes on 2 liberators. Nice big ups. Remember, Vikings out of position. Vikings are racing over. Oh. Vikings are racing over. Head over from the main. Boolean P, Tempest. Oh, they're already revealing themselves. Tempests are revealed. And again, Astrea has to be so careful with these Tempests. As Vikings are going to be shocking for them. Denies mining. And remember, Clemmy does not have bottom right or center right. Clem's on 5 bases. He's on 5. Astrea now double expands. Astrea, he now has map control somewhat. It is a large map, and Clem, yeah, he breaks out. He breaks out. Yeah, Astrea has no vision here. He has no setup. He's racing over. Bases will fall. Now, there are no Vikings here. There's only 2, so Clem, he cannot take a head-on fight. He has to back off. Get the army split. Likewise, Astrea, he needs to split up his own army. Ooh, barely, not in time. Yeah, denies the cannons, denies the shield batteries. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Astrea, he was just a little bit too late there. It's a couple seconds too late. High Templar gets 1, gets 2. Oh, we're lacking Storms. Storms are lacking, that is a concern. I'm still keeping up, but base goes down. Nice Tempo Sullies. Tempo Shocks going off here on the Vikings. Zoning back Clem. They blew the ground army as well, not bad. Oh, so we can not overextend. Yeah, Vikings will engage. Clem, he will lose his fight. Bleeding out more Vikings. At the same time, Astrea collapsing on the left hand side as well. Very nice. Astrea winning on both fronts, going for the planetary. Again, he has to deny this expansion, and he will. Takes down the base. Clem's moving in. Yeah, Astrea has to get the hell out of here. Force a recall. Oh, he will leave 2 Tempests behind. Uh-oh. Nice snipe on the tower. Tempest, they make it out. That was risky. Does make it out. Building on more Tempest. We've got 7, soon to be 9 Tempest. That's going to be the ideal. But we've seen Astrea before. He does like to go mass Tempest up to like 14. If you can get away with it. Yeah, so far Astrea has been pulling Clem apart. Clem retaking that southern base. In the mineral line. Ooh, brutal EMP. EMP pops off. Astrea spots the nuke, does pull away. That's all the nuke. Astrea trying to respond. Collapsing this army. Here, there's, well, 1 EMP. There's plenty of fire. Astrea, he cannot take this fight. Not without storms. Where's the storm? Storm. We got some decent connections. And it looks like Astrea, he will clean this up, but he will still lose the base. Yeah, lose the expansion. Nexus still goes down. Here we go. Still keeping up. You get spotted. It's a ghost. Yeah, no fear from Astrea, no fear. Goes into the nuke. Let's go. Jesus, how many Vikings are we on? 20 Vikings! This I do like. If you recall, something that we were a little bit critical of when it comes to Gumiho and Ryung in last night's broadcast against Astrea is how low the Viking count was. I think they never exceeded like 12 Vikings. Here, 20, this is what you need. You need 20 Vikings to do what? To dive past, to get on top of said Tempest, to tank a storm, and to overwhelm. So I'm liking the last Viking. Nuke is about to go above. Astrea, he is aware, he pulls away. Oh, as he does stack the nukes. Picking up another nuke on the right hand side. This one should not finish. Vikings, they were looking for a way in. Another nuke. Nice, nice. Oh god. The counter feedback. Nukes is slowly gaining ground. Very nice snipe. Anti-Templar. Mine count still at 20. Liberator count is still very low. That's the concern. Making 3 more Liberators. Liberators on the way. More nukes. Once again, just going to be zoning back. Oh, this is going to be close. Can he get on top of the ghost? Oh my god, he can. For the cost of a Tempest, though. 1 Tempest goes down. We have 2 more nukes on the way. Oh, just snipe. That was close. That was a couple of seconds too close there for my liking. Did get it. I do see Clem rotating towards the top side instead, and we do see Astrea does have an army in position, somewhat. Vikings are spotted. Okay, with all the Vikings being here towards the top side, this should trigger Astrea to be a little bit more aggressive here towards the bottom right. The other scary thing here is that Astrea, he has not denied this southern base either. And he has to. Clem, he has a bank. Vikings moving in. Once again, the stack defense is just not done in time. Ay, ay, ay. Not again, Pappy, not again. Oof. So many Kansas City Warriors are denied. 2 of them do complete. Now we pushing in. Up. Storm does zone. Again, 2 battles happening at once. Still not quite able to engage. Nice knife. Almost gets one of the... Jeez, almost a Tempest. Down to 1 HP. The 1 HP Tempest. Let's go. Barely survives. What's scary here is that, again, typically as a Protoss player, you want to be up in expansion. When we up a base, right now the bases are split in half directly, which is favoring the Terran. So the Terran is up in economy. Unlike in previous late game PvTs where Astrea would have the economic lead, that is not the case here. It's not the case here. So Astrea doesn't have that massive bank that he needs to actually use to make use of this army. He needs to make use of. Nuke will land. Does graze the army, gets like 1 Stalker. Yeah, and Astrea, he's in a rough position. He's just in a rough position here. He doesn't have the bank. It doesn't have the map control. The just non-stop nukes here just peppering away at the bases. The nukes, they just don't stop. We just keep nuking. Nice knife. This is getting some value here with these Tempest, at least. It takes down with the Liberators, gets a Viking. Oh, this time doesn't pull. Okay, whew, does pull away in time. Another Storm. Astrea, does he notice? He's moving in. He wants the Ghost. No, no! 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 He doesn't notice! Yeah, he doesn't like the nuke. Nuke connects. Graces the army. Barely did not get the Ghost in time. Didn't bring it down. Oh, nice Storm. Very nice Storms. But Astrea, he has to back up. Bullying his way through. Again, he's making 4 nukes at a time. The nukes, they just keep going. So just rebuilding his wall. Now, Clem did burn through a big portion of his bank, but again, Astrea doesn't really have bank either. It's again, the bank's just not where it needs to be. Going for no more nukes. So also coming from behind, they do focus down the Ghost. Oh, very nice Storm. Best Storm we've had in a while. Astrea catching out Clem. Does catch him out. So we have another nuke on the way. This one will not get a high Templar. Ooh, does get part of the mineral line though. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, probes that work close enough. This one's going for the Nexus. You can see Astrea, he wants to try to engage. He's going for the Ghost. Not able to. Not able to. Nuke pops off. Takes out the mineral line. 17 probe kills. He has to commit. Nice storm on the Vikings. Very nice storm. He needs one more. Down to 8 Tempest. Down to 8. That's EMPs. EMPs connect. For the first time in a long time, we have Clem now with a greater bank than Astrea. Keep going up. Well, there's some storms here. 2 more storms coming in. Not bad. Yeah, storms are connecting, but we just commit. We commit in. All the Vikings will fall. Sorry, all the Tempests will fall, I meant to say. Yeah, Tempests are going down. Vikings a trade. And as the dust settles, Clem, he breaks through. He just overwhelms the army, takes down the expansion, and Clem, he has done it. Astrea, he's broke. Astrea, he's broke. He's out of money, out of resources. As you mentioned, usually when we go for this style, Astrea, sorry, did I say Clem is broke? Astrea is broke. Astrea is out of resources. Usually when we go for this style, Astrea does need to be up in expansion to be even with the Terran, but he was just down to base. He was just down to base the entire time. He did not have the economy, did not have the bank. He was unable to stop Clem from taking bottom right or this center expansion. Clem even taking one of Astrea's bases. Aye. And again, I'm loving just the mass nuke style here from Clem. I mean, had a greater Viking out, of course, but the nukes here were just so oppressive. Just non-stop nukes. And they just allowed for Clem to just zone. Just constantly just zone back the army. Time and time again. Ensuring that Astrea just could not push through, could not gain ground. So you just more, every time there's a move out, every time there's a rotation, nukes. Just non-stop nukes here from Clem. Connect. Oh, that. Decent storm, but the Medivacs, they just heal the storm regardless. Oh my god. They heal through the storms. Novas have arrived. It's got a couple of disruptors. Doesn't quite connect. Once again, Astrea just being bullied back. Down to a handful of Tempest. Sniping another High Templar. And Astrea, he does take down the expansion, but remember, he's fighting for his own base. This is just a bonus here for Clem. And with that, Astrea, the final fight, he just commits in with everything. He moves time, he will lose all the zealots. GG gets called, and Clem, he will overwhelm. Clem will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played, Clem. He does take the game, and again, very impressive performance here by Clem. Astrea, you can make an argument, he has like probably the best late game PvT in the world, and Astrea, he was able to showcase that over the weekend, able to showcase it against players like Bjorn, against Gumiho, against Ryung as well, and even here against Clem, he did take it to him. Like, things were very back and forth, but as you did mention, Astrea, because of the mass nukes, or even before that, Astrea, he just had a really hard time gaining map control, and he could not deny the bases of Clem. He could not deny the fringe expansion, so Clem, he was able to keep up, if not exceed, the economy of Astrea. With said economy, he was able to invest into just mass nuke. He was making 4 nukes at a time, to have non-stop nukes just zone Astrea away, time and time again. Astrea just could not push, he could not engage, as there was always a nuke there to stop him. And with that, GG, well played. With that, Clem does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if Astrea can bounce back and force the ace match. Now, my big concern here is... No, actually, I was going to say that Tokamak is probably the best map for late game, but I do think that there are some maybe better maps to try to go into. I should say just different maps, which do cut the map in half in a different way, which you could argue are a little bit easier to keep up with these rotations. So we'll see if Astrea can have more success as we load into late lines. Let's go. Let us go. When is the next Tuna Cup, by the way? The Sparkling Tuna Cup is a weekly. It's a weekly tournament, so every single week we do have the Sparkling Tuna Cup. We had one, of course, last night, and that means we'll have another one next week. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of ley lines, we have the American Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is Astrea. And the spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. We have the French Terran representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Clem. Ooh, here we go. But again, Clem able to just be so aggressive, so assertive in that last game, able to bully Astrea back, able to take any kind of map control away from him, and able to expand, take and establish those bases, and then of course bully Astrea with the non-stop nukes. Ay. And again, it wasn't that nukes were getting big connections or anything like that. It was just, again, zoning. It was just zoning Astrea away, ensuring that Astrea could not actually push into the bases. He could not push into any of the French expansions. At almost no point towards the second half of that game was he really threatening any CCs of Clem. So Clem's economy was untouched. And he was just applying non-stop pressure to the French bases of Astrea. So really impressive display there from Clem. Meanwhile, double gas. Ooh, double gas opener out of Clem. So after indulging in the late game of TvP and indulging in the late game of Astrea, now we're opening up with double gas, faster factory, a much more aggressive start here from Clem. Much more aggressive. From here, we can go into a faster tech lab, into a faster starport, into something more committed early on. Of course, we'll still expand, but we'll see if he does go for the tech lab into add-on swap or not. Does he open up tank, cyclone? Does he open up mine drop into Banshee? Our eyes are on Clem. Unless Home Story clashes. Yes. I will say that if Home Story Cup clashes with Sparkling Tuning Cup next weekend, then we might skip Sparkling Tuning Cup. Might be postponed. So it does depend on Home Story Cup. We can only cast one back. We only cast one. As it does recall. Does recall back home. Clem does save his CC. Behind this, opening up with the mine drop. So there's going to be Reaper Hellion into Mine Drop, then into Delay Tech Labs. It's moving out, and we'll see if Astrea can keep up. Reaper Hellion is designed to get economic damage, is designed to get into mineral lines, is designed to get into those probe lines. Looking for a way in. Reaper does pull away, trades 1-to-1, takes down in depth. Warrior pulls back. Here comes that mine drop, followed by the tech lab. Ooh, this is a nice catch from Astrea. Takes down the Reaper. Zones away the Hellion. Overall, the Reaper Hellion did not get enough damage done. Stalkers move out to intercept. And he will find the medevac. Nicely done. Does find the medevac, boosting in towards the bases. Astrea racing over. Does race over towards the main. Hellion goes down. Where are the warp ins? And not quite in time. Oh, yeah, mine shots are going to be going off. Whew, does pull away in time. Clutch save. We'll lose one Stalker, and that is worth it here for Clem. Takes down a Stalker, takes down one probe, escapes with a Winter Mine. So nice trades. Nice trades out of our Terran player. Does pull away. This building up. Safety bunker, tank production underway as well. There was no add-on swap to go for the tech up on the starport, so just getting into tanks, getting to a standard follow-up. Okay. No break, but I'm exhausted. Nah. No breaks on this train. We just said that we keep going. Keep going. Storm here. Storm is on the way, so faster Storm out of Astrea. He did decide to delay his third base in favor of extra gases in favor of the Temple Archives. So much more defensive opener here by Astrea. Safer play out of our Protoss. See Clem being active, does move out. Behind this is getting a third CC, so Clem, he's not all in. He's not all in, but he is still pushing nonetheless. Storm is ready. Nice Storm. Oh my god. And just like that, Clem, his push, I mean, is running out of steam. Yeah, he has to get out. He has to get out here. He has to pull away. Cannot push in. Pulls back, does siege up. Observers on top of the army. And Astrea holds. Does hold on. Now winding it back, once again, Astrea, his win condition here, or his goal, and where he thrives, is to slow the game down. Slow the game down, get into a longer late game. We'll see if we can get his fourth base. Liberator has arrived. Being a bit of an annoyance. We'll delay mining. Will delay, gets a couple of probe kills. 4 probe kills, not bad. 5 probes. Probes will go down. Clem now backs off, takes his third. And we're settling in. We're settling in. Third base on the way for Clem. Fourth base on the way for Astrea. Astrea now working towards Colossus. Base on the way. Forge for 1-run upgrades, getting to Colossus production. It's going to be up to Astrea to secure his side of the map and to contain the Terran. Now, when it comes to ley lines, if you recall, I spoke about how I was even catching myself. I was about to say that Tokamak is maybe the best map for late game. Ley lines has its own strengths and weaknesses as well when it comes to cutting the map in half. I will say that if Astrea were to gain map control here, it would be easier to abuse some of these expansions. I'm referring to about this center base, the center expansion, referring to the center base on the right-hand side as well, as it is exposed to the center of the map. Like Tempest, they can have a better... They can do a better job here at trying to threaten and punish on these expansions. More so than on Tokamak. The bases are safer on Tokamak. Which is why, as we were trying to emphasize, Clem, his bases were never touched. Right? His bases were never touched on Tokamak. He was left alone. I would say it would be easier here for Astrea to rotate and to try to punish those mineral lines and to break some of these fringe bases. More so than Tokamak. If we end up in that kind of game state. 4 CC. 4 CCs on the way. So we are looking to max out. Second row before Astrea. Astrea's looking for a way in. Again, so just containing. There's no reason for Astrea to push into this. Like this, that'd be the wrong thing to do, to try to break into this kind of minefield and siege line. Astrea just has to play it slow, calm down, wait for Clem to move out. Speaking of, he does spot this rotation. Oh, going for feedbacks. Interesting. Oh, the Prism is going to go down. Yeah, that was not worth it. Not worth it for Astrea. Ay, ay, ay. Losing 2 High Templar. Clem breaks out. Astrea trying to keep up. Does have 1 Storm on the high ground. So run right towards the third base. Astrea, can he defend against this army though? That's a lot of fire. Storm of the Marines. Does just tank the storms, keeps pushing in. And it will siege. It does siege in time, does set up. At the same time, as they do hit the mineral lines, SCV is going to be going down. Gets 8 SCVs. And trying to force some friendly fire. That's a lot of Widow Mines. Oh my god. You have brutal connections. Tablet gets targeted. No more storms. Oh, never mind. Storms coming in. Storms are left over, and Astrea holds. Whew. Astrea, he holds on. He gets 9 SCVs across the map. He defends, he attacks. He does punish. Even catching more ghosts. And Astrea, not looking too bad. It takes a better fight, but can he deny the 4th? Oh, it's a greedy base here from Clem. Takes the 4th base. Again, the pressure's on Astrea to try to punish. Astrea, he's on 81 probes. He has a booming economy, but his army's lacking. Oh! The army is lacking. He needs more time. Building up more Colossus. The Viking count is quite low here for Clem. He's only got 3 Vikings. Only 3. So Colossus can excel. Can excel here. We get spotted. Saves you to move back. We'll see where Astrea heads. He's maxed out. Astrea is maxed. Nice swipes. Once again, there's still only 3 Vikings. Like, the lack of Vikings here is concerning. Clem is making 4 Vikings at a time. He needs them desperately. There's 5 Colossus. Jesus. 5 Colossus here for Astrea. But he has to make use of this army. Once the Viking count gets too high, then Colossus, they kind of run out of usefulness. They're less viable. Astrea moving in. Denies mining. CMP. Pulling away. This would be the time to throw down at Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. Like, this would be it. As Astrea, he has a bank. And he's maxed. So Tempest would be ideal in this position. This is what, at the 13:30 mark? I would say 13 minutes. Kind of missing that opportunity. Speaking of missing it, Clem is now taking him into Liberators. Like, Clem is teching. And Astrea, where's that Stargate? Where's that Fleet Beacon? We're now at 14 minutes. Vikings are sharking around. 12 Vikings. Clem dropping across the map, Astrea out of position. And now he starts. So we were waiting for it at 13 minutes here. At like 14:30, Stargate gets thrown down. So it is late, but it's at least on the way. Nice storms. Nice storms. Better engage here for Astrea. Does out trade Clem. As Astrea rotates, and we spoke about it. We spoke about this, how this base, or there are certain bases on this map which are more exposed, like the low ground expansion and like this center base as well. Unlike on Tokamak, so mining is denied. Oh, still has to respect the Vikings. Stargate's done. Where's the Fleet Beacon? Colossus gets 1 shot. Jesus. That's EMP. EMP goes off. Here comes the Fleet Beacon. Again, all this tech, all this production is late here for Astrea, but it's on the way. It's getting there. Well, he's getting there. So 4 Stargates and a Fleet Beacon. game is going to slow down. We're building up. We're getting there. Once again, okay, time to lock in. Time to lock in, baby. We're 16 minutes in. We're going to be here for at least another 15. As Clem, he's gotten to the point where now he has a substantial Viking army. He's got 20, 14. 14 Vikings. Limited range on the way. Mass CCs being thrown down. Now Clem, he does want to work towards that mass nuke setup. And there it is, second Ghost Academy. So he's working towards those nukes. Clem is getting there. Now, from the side of Astrea, something that he has to work on, which is difficult, which can get him killed as well, is he has to just bleed off some units. He has to bleed off a couple of units here and there. For what? For the Skytoss, for the Tempest production, right? Like right now, he's maxed. Astrea's maxed. He has no room for Tempest. Or he got no room. There we go. One Colossus goes down. Please, that's the My Templar. He's also missing a second Cybercore. There you go, Tempest on the way. Tempest on the way. Astrea, he's happy to lose these Colossus. Ideally, he wants to be trading out Zealots as well for Zealot run-bys. Here, for example, there's no planetary. This base is quite vulnerable. Center base has a planetary, so does bottom right. So this central area here is vulnerable to Zealot run-bys and counterattacks. Nuke production has begun. There we go, 2 more Ghost Academies. They're getting up to 4 academies to make 4 nukes at a time. Clemmy's almost there. Astrea, now he's got the second Cybercore, but again, it's all a little bit late here. So late, second Cybercore, later upgrades. Drop getting caught out completely. Very nice catch, getting 1, 2, or 3 Metamax. Astrea, calm down. Takes down the Doom Drop. From here, can go for the counterattack. As we mentioned, there's no planetary. Oh, but there is SimCity and there is an army. Clem, he will hold. Clem will defend. Here comes the first nuke. The first of many. Ooh, and can Astrea? No, he can't. I was going to say, can he try to get on top of the Ghost? He cannot. Nuke will pop up. You see here the layered nukes as he's slowly basically leapfrogging forward with nukes. Astrea, he once again cannot get close to that Ghost. Has to back up, has to pull away. And just like that, Clem gets access to the base. Then he gains access to the expansion. Astrea looks like he won't be able to save it. Base goes down, massive pickup. And you can see the strength of nukes there. Like, it's not about the nukes connecting, it's about the nukes zoning. Brings him into the main. No warpins. No warpins, no free supply. It's about zoning back the army and then allowing the rest of the forces to push in. Goes down, Astrea taking one of Clem's bases. So I'll say do somewhat get into the mineral line. How many Tempests do we have? 2? 0. Ugh. Time going up. Gets 9 SCVs. Here we go, now we have 4 Tempests on the way, but again, the Tempest production is late here for Astrea. Bleeding out too much, he might have to recall. And recall is available. And now just relying on the Gateway Army. Sell some Stalkers. I will say that this game has been better for Astrea than last game, but it's taking him longer to kind of get into or refine his army. It's taking a little bit longer. Nice storms. Storm's connecting. Astrea comes in from behind. Here comes another storm. Very nice. Astrea collapsing on Clem. You get in the center. Zealots, they can they get on some of the ghosts? They can, but the nuke does connect. Reestablishing this area. Retakes the Nexus. The Nexus did go down towards the top side, but still better trades here for Astrea. Another nuke from the high ground. But now we have some Tempest. Just catching a ghost. Astrea has a massive bank, kind of, but what I will say, the bank is bigger on this map than it was on Tokamak. Like that's what's important here. Like he is in a better economic position. The bank, really what matters here is the gas bank, more so than minerals. Takes out the ghost. My concern is the main army for Astrea, where he's not quite where he needs to be. Definitely getting called out. Nuke in the center. Astrea being sent away. And you can see here how momentum has shifted. Now that we have proper map control, now that Clem has built up his army, now that he has ghosts, now that he has nukes, takes one of Astrea's bases. Does take the expansion. Also, he denied the northern base as well. Bear that in mind. So what about these two fringe areas? The two bases. Ooh, Astrea does deny the center base though. Let's go. Denies it, takes down the planetary. Nice snipe. Takes down the planetary. It's a lot of scans. He's like, can I cause Astrea's frames to drop? True. Just spam the scans. Rotates over. Working through the cannons. Tempest, they deny the base. Let's go. Ooh, force they compliant. Vikings, they go hand. They get 1, 2, 3, 4. Tempest Scout's going to be reset. Yeah, not the fight to take here. Astrea gets caught out completely, and he will lose every single Tempest. Yeah, the Tempest, the Mothership, the Colossus as well. I say that, 2 Tempests do survive. I speak too soon. 1 Tempest survives. And behind this, I believe, did go for a massive gateway warp in. Yeah. Warped in Stalkers, warped in Zealots. Switching to mass carrier instead. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm not entirely convinced by the carrier transition, but we're going for it. So this is a better fight here from Clem. Reset the Tempest, at the same time Astrea taking another base. And again, he does remax on a gateway composition. Takes down one of the orbitals. Storm zones. Astrea, he should take down that northern CC as well. Diving on the ghost, let's go. Does dive in, storms are coming in as well. Mainly zoning. No major connection. But he will deny the expansion. Let's go. Whew, okay, and again, as we're trying to emphasize from the last game, if you recall in the last game, Clem and Astrea's banks were comparable to each other and they were even on bases. Here, Clem is being denied bases. Like, bases are going down, DTs, they rush in, they take down the southern planetary. So Clem will lose the southern base, and he's being denied the northern base as well. And no mining in the center. So again, that's a big difference between Tokamak and ley lines, is how exposed these bases are. The northern base, the center base, the southern base as well. They're just much more exposed. And Astrea, he punishes. And does a great job punishing here. Ensuring that Clem doesn't get a bank, or his bank just is not as large. Not as large as it was last time, or last game. Vikings rallying in. Again, I'm still not convinced by these carriers, I'll be honest. Like, they're going to be less efficient than the Tempest. As Astrea's going to be bullied back. But he's making more carrier, sure. I mean, he's ahead, so he can afford to make like an inefficient army. Like, it's fine, I guess. It's a little bit concerning. Golden base goes down. Looks like we're base trading. Okay, we're just going for the base trade. Losing a Nexus for an orbital. I'll take down the base. Mike is moving in. Astrea, he needs more. Pushing forward. Mike kind of is massing. He does need that ground support though. As he will take down the planetary. We'll lose one of the carriers. Down to 6. 6 carriers left. The rest of the army does respond, does rotate. But again, Clem is out of money. Clem is broke. Takes out another carrier. And even if all these carriers die, like Astrea, he can just rebuild. He can just remax. He can afford it as he's losing all the carries. It's fine, Fabi, it's fine. Nice flanking storms. Yeah, storms, they come into flank. We got another storm coming in. Oh, never mind. Nice EMP. As another storm arrives. There we go. Storm does connect. The carriers are all going down, but the ground army does crumble, and with that, Astrea he takes the fight, and from here, we'll tie things up. We're going to the ace, as we're going to game 3. And what I'm most curious by about game 3 is the map itself. Like, the map has been a major part, a major factor here in both game 1 and game 2. So I'm really curious to see what game 3 does entail. Where are we dropping? As Clem, he's down to 100 minerals, he's down to a handful of SCVs, he's milling his heart out, of course. But Astrea, he's remaxing with a gateway composition, more stalkers, he's done with carriers. Again, like, I feel like if he had just gotten back into Tempest, he would have had a much stronger, he might have just ended the game, instead of going into carrier the way that he did. But it's fine, it's fine. As we mentioned, like, he can afford to lose an army, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Takes down the Colossus. Use a flank or something. If you're referring to the Terran, like, again, a lot of this, it just came down to the economy. It was just a battle of economies, a battle of bases. That's what this came down to. And again, oh, hopefully everything's okay. Okay, pinged it spike for a moment there. But as we mentioned, just time and time again, the center base was denied, the southern base was denied, the northern base as well. Like, Clem is just denied bases, denied mining, has no bank, has no money. Does recall over. He just muled, no! He just happened to mule. The mules go down. Clem, he will save the CC at least. He'll save the expansion. And again, Astrea, he's throwing away a lot of units here. Yeah, he's only down to 3 Tempest. But he does have 10 Knight Templar. Astrea, Clem, he has no economy, he has no money. I believe he has 0 income. He's just there we go. We have a couple of Marines, a couple of SCs mining. A little bit of income there with the minerals. Otherwise, nothing with the 3rd. He's got 1 SCV mining at the natural. There is no backup 4th. Goes down. Snipes a Colossus. Astrea does take advantage towards the south side as well. Again, Clem, he's still fighting his heart out despite not really having much opportunity here to build up an army. He's trading as efficiently as possible, and he's out trading Astrea 100%. Like, he has been out trading, but there's only so much he can do with this army. Only so much. And CCs are going down, catching up more bases. Yo, where the High Templar? Oh, they I was like, there's 10 High Templar. I haven't seen one in a while. Never sent back. There we go. Storm's coming in. Mainly zoning. Better storm towards the end. Better second storm. Let's catch you on both of those medevacs. Storm turning back. Like, if game 3 is on Ultra Love, like, yo, I'm gonna be favoring Astrea. If it's if it's Ultra Love, but we'll see. Hope we don't load into like Pylon or something like that instead. I would be excited about Maganatha. I haven't seen the style yet on Maganatha. I'm curious to see how it plays out. I think it would favor Clem though. For now. Clem, he's got 3 SCVs. Let's go. He's got 3 SCVs. These are the only SCVs left here for Clem. These 3 workers. They're putting in the work. Astrea now taking some of Clem's bases. Setting up in the face of Clem. Let's go. And Clem is racing all. Oh, there's a DT in the main. There's a Dark Templar in the main. Oh no. How many kills does he have? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This one DT will eventually kill everything. Eventually. As I think Clem, I think he has left the room. I think he just stepped out of his chair. It's like, man, that's crazy. This guy's better than Max. Yeah. Hi. And here we go. Now it's going to be on Astrea to kill all the buildings. Now, thankfully, because Clem left the room, he's not lifting up his buildings and like floating to the corners. So eventually, Astrea will kill everything. But like Clem, he's gone. Like he's like I wasn't joking when I said, "Oh no, okay, he's back." Oh no, that was just a yeah. Never mind. It was just aggro. So yeah, unironically, like Clem has left the room. Like he's left the building. Like these units are only aggroing because the army's getting closer. Like he's like he is not here. And there, oh, he came back. He came back to GG and Astrea. He will tab the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Oh, GG. GG will play it again. Astrea showcasing once again his late game TvP, or PvT I should say. Again, from what we've seen over the past couple of weeks here, I think I would say that Astrea probably has like the best late game PvT in the world. I think I would go that far. And hey, even takes down Clem here, Clem being the best Terran player in the world. But as we mentioned, if you missed out on game 1, a big part of this was the map as well. The map did play a big role in regards to how this game played out. We called it at the start of the game, if you remember, how specifically on ley lines, the bases are more exposed than on other maps. And oh, we're here! If you remember, towards the end of the game, I was talking about Ultra Love. I was like, yo, if we load into Ultra Love for game 3, like, I favor Astrea. What map we loading into? Ultra Love. Okay. Now, What I will say is that the bases are more exposed on ley lines than on Ultra Love, true. But Ultra Love is another one of these maps that you can cut it in half. And I will say that even though the bases are more secure in Ultra Love, I do think you can do a better job at containing your opponent onto a lower base count on this map. That I will say. So we'll see if Astrea can pull that off. We'll see if he can successfully contain Clem and maintain a higher base count. A reason for this and a reason why that is the case is because specifically on Ultra Love there are a lot more choke points. There are a lot of choke points and a lot of narrow ramps as well. So because of that, you can actually take advantage of that. You can be in position and you can just stop the Terran from advancing. Of course, with Clem's mass nuke style, he could try to break out. I do think that again, Clem has been looking better than all the other Terrans so far against Astrea when it comes to the late game, and by going into those mass nukes, there is going to be the opportunity here for him to break out and for him to try to expand. So we'll see. We shall see. Think he smashed his skin? No. No, not at all. But now we're getting to our next game. Getting into game number 3. Here we go. Okay, so our players are asking for a moment, which is understandable. The players are asking for a moment here. Oh god. So I think we're going to be going on a short break. Going to be going on a short break. Going to be going on a short break here. Oh no, Clem. He's yeah. Clem, he definitely has some words. He has some words. But again, what I will say is that Clem, he did look the strongest so far out of all the other Terrans in regards to facing off against Astrea, which makes sense. You know, I mean, he's the best player in the world. So he did have a stronger showing here, and again, we saw a lot of that on Tokamak. Ultra Love is going to be a very interesting one though, and we'll get into like the features of the map, I guess, when we load into the game. We'll get into it. For now, though, we're going to be going on a short break. And we'll see you soon after the break with game number 3. See you soon for the conclusion of this series. And here we go. We are now going. And welcome back to the Ace match, game 3 of this semi-final series here between Clem and Astrea. And we're jumping into game number 3, jumping into the Ace match, and spawning in the bottom-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the American Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing himself, currently teamless, but showcasing and showing off his late game PvT. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Whew, here we go. So we can calm down and we can embrace Ultra Love. Let's go. Now, once again, in regards to this map here, we were talking about certain features, certain aspects. The biggest one, of course, are the choke points. We do have a narrow choke point ramp coming in here towards the center. We have these bridges, of course, as well. We have more ramps, more choke points here on the right hand side as well. And as a result, you can have a much stronger. You do have a much stronger chance. You do have a much stronger capability here to contain the Terran, to contain the opponent on 3 on 4 bases, make it difficult for them to take a 5th base and take a 6th base as well. This is where Astrea ideally wants to end up. He wants to try to eventually fight and gain map control and make it difficult for them to expand and slow him down, build up a greater bank, and head into that ultra late game with that Tempest army, Tempest composition. We saw Astrea struggle with this style on Tokamak, but a big reason for that, as we mentioned at the time, is that the bases on Tokamak are much more secure. So we saw that Astrea, he wasn't able to actually punish or slow down Clem. He wasn't able to stop the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th base. The bases were getting up and running, and Astrea couldn't do anything about it. We saw the polar opposite on ley lines, where on ley lines specifically, there are like 3 or 4 bases which are more exposed to the center of the map, which allowed Astrea with more ranged units like 10% Colossus to punish. And we saw that he was able to just punish, able to just knock down base after base of Clem and stop him from building up his own bank. Here, it's a little bit different, where the bases aren't exposed like on ley lines, but because of the terrain, you can slow down the expansions of your opponent. So it's a very different kind of avenue. Before I get ahead of myself though, Twilight Council here from Astrea, so going for a Twilight Council opener into Blink. Most likely 3-gate Blink. Meanwhile, we do have a Ranks Expand economic opener out of Clem. So going for the economic start. Here we go. Focus on the bases top left and bottom right hand corner. Who can mine those will win the end game. No, it's less about that and more, as we mentioned, it's about slowing down the 4th, the 5th base, and while you contain your opponent, that's where you can take over those bases. You can't just rush into these expansions. The goal is to gain map control first. To gain map control, to contain, to slow down your opponent. Then I should have made that clear. The purpose of gaining map control, the purpose of containing your opponent and slowing down their bases, is so you can take your own. So you can take your own, of course, and snowball out control economically. That was implied, but yeah, that's the purpose there. As Astrea does take his 3rd. Behind this, going for its own Robo. This is a faster 3rd base for Astrea. 2-gate Blink. Oh, 2-gate Blink out of Astrea. This is a rare build. Okay, so a very greedy start here from our Protoss player. I say greedy, a year ago this was standard, but as we've pointed out in regards to the meta of TvP and how it has been shifting quite heavily over time, we have seen this be less and less common just because of the rise in popularity of 2-base all-ins. Of course, against a Ranks Expand, it was safe to do so. So Astrea does open up economically. Mine drop here towards the main. Going for the double mine drop. Does go for the double mine. Puerto Rico back home. Wooden mine does borrow. Ooh, takes out one. Whew, just in time. Takes on the first mine. The second one does borrow here at the natural. Boys pulled once again. And oh god! No! Oh my god, very chaotic defense. 4 probes do go down. Yeah, Astrea, he was just 1 second too late to pull the boys, 1 second too late to focus it down. 6 probes do fall. And I would say a successful mine drop here from Clem. Very successful, and again, Astrea just being too greedy. He had the time to pull away and to avoid, but he did choose to stack to focus down the Widow Mine. Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it in the end. Did not kill it in time. Did make that choice. Did make that choice. With that behind this, getting to his 3rd base, working towards a charge. Base on the way. Building up towards Colossus. And again, that move for Astrea was worth it in the main, just less so here at the natural. As Clem is going for a 3rd CC, so he's not going to base all in. Okay, so once again we have confirmation. I mean, the opener also just kind of lends towards a more, a longer game and towards the mid game with that 3rd CC. Astrea, he is unaware. He's currently unaware. Once he can confirm this, he can expand and get a 4th. As Clem, he does sneak out. Drop on the right hand side. Gets 3 probes at the natural. There we go, does confirm the 3rd CC. And Clem is being very active here, so he's got 1 drop on the right, he's got a double drop towards the left. Astrea upon seeing, oh yeah, he does get supply blocked. I was going to say Astrea upon seeing the CC, he should be prompted to expand. And he does catch a medevac, not bad. Yeah, full medevac goes down, very nice catch. Avoids the mines. And Clem is being shut down. Drop is denied. Astrea, he's aware of the drop on the right hand side as well. You can see he's in position. He's ready. Clem trying to be active. He's spotted by the observer. Clem does move out. There's not much at home to defend, but we do have a warp in. Astrea keeping up, does focus on one of the Widow Mines. And Clem, he can't quite find a way in. Trying to. Still rallying across the map. Trying to push forward. Actually going in between the bases. Nice minefield setup here. Widow Mine here on the Stalkers. Brutal connection. Takes out a sentry. Dives into the mineral line. And Astrea out of position. Mineral line goes down. 16 pro kills. Brutal losses here for Astrea. And he has to catch this army. But he just cannot. Clem pulls out. Clem, he pulls out. Pulls away. Yeah, brutal loss here for Astrea. Again, he was just having a hard time keeping up with the movement of Clem. And with that, Clem takes a massive lead. From here, Clem, he can push out on 3 bases. He doesn't need a 4th. And GG. GG gets called. Too many losses there. And Clem, he will take the series 2-1. GG. Whew. Oh my god. GG, well played. Again, the game-winning move there was, even though Astrea was keeping up with the army initially, Clem, he rotated through the center, pushed towards the 3rd base, and got a full mineral line. And that's just game-winning damage. That's critical damage there. Alas, Astrea could not afford that loss. GG. GG, well played with that. Clem, he will advance on to the grand finals, and now Clem, he can rest easy, Pap. He can rest easy. But a shout out to Astrea. Again, based on what we've seen so far, I think I would say with more confidence that I do think that Astrea probably has the best late game PvT in the world, like better than Classic, better than Max, better than Hero. It's been impressive play there by Astrea, but again, it's all about getting there as well. It's about getting there. It's also about the maps, not gonna lie. Maps, they also do play a big part in that as well. So GG, well played. With that, Clem does shut Astrea down, and with that, we are heading over to the Korean server. And who do we have next? Let's find out. Oh, we have a ZVP. Okay, so Solo took down Classic, took down Skills, of course, as we did cover that. Classic took down Purcell, went all the way to the ace match, and up next we do have a best of 3 between Solar and Classic. Let's go. Here we go.